Now, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President Emmanuel Macron held a phone conversation and discussed the way to end the war in Ukraine. In a post on X, Macron said that he had shared with the Indian Prime Minister the outcome of the work that the European nations are carrying out with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and the partners of the coalition of the willing. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took to the X platform and wrote that the two sides have reviewed bilateral cooperation and have exchanged views on international and regional issues, including efforts for early resolution of the conflict in Ukraine. Now, the talks between the two leaders have come a day after the European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen had dialed the Indian Prime Minister and discussed efforts to end the war in Ukraine. Now, amidst these developments, the situation on the battlefield continues to be pretty grim. Ukraine has reported another deadly barrage of Russian drones and missile strikes, killing at least about 6 civilians and injuring at least 11 across Ukraine. And according to the Ukrainian Air Defense, Moscow has launched about 91 Shahed-type attack drones overnight, targeting schools, apartment buildings and medical facilities, among other places. Ukrainian authorities have also reported attacks on railway infrastructure in Sloviansk. The latest Russian assault comes a day after Ukraine claimed multiple drone strikes on Russian oil facilities, including its largest Rosneft refinery and an oil depot in Luhansk. Ukrainian military claims the facility plays a role in supporting Russia's armed forces. Now, Moscow has intensified drone and missile strikes on Kiev since the Alaska summit last month, and Zelensky has cited the recent Russian bombardment as evidence that Putin is not interested in peace and has instead called on Europe and US to intensify sanctions against Russia. And WION's assistant editor for foreign affairs, Siddhant Civil, centers this report. Listen in.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President Emmanuel Macron held talks earlier today. This is the second talks in a matter of 3 weeks. And the focus, of course, during the talks was on the war in Ukraine. The French President briefed about the recent talks involving President Zelensky and other leaders, largely from Europe, when it comes to the coalition of willing and where the future plan is regarding the war in Ukraine, what's the European action plan. But both leaders also discussed about the India-France bilateral relationship, the strategic partnership, and the Indian Prime Minister has extended invite to the French President to visit India for the AI summit. And for the AI summit, the French President has accepted the invite. He will be traveling to India. Important to remember that earlier this year, the French side hosted the AI summit and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was invited to Paris. And the AI is seen as a new frontier when it comes to technology. So both countries working on several elements, whether it's defense, AI, space, or economics. Siddhant Civil for WION in New Delhi.